Hello, welcome back. We're here today to talk about the Heybike Horizon. The Heybike Horizon is a folding e-bike. It's got 24 by 4-inch wheels and dual suspension plus front suspension. It is kind of a bigger, larger end of the folding bike scale that's meant for, a bike that feels more like a non-folded bike than a small folding bike, but still has the portability benefit of a folding bike and the storage benefit of having a small folded size. So let's dig into some of the features of the bike. The Horizon has a 750 watt rear hub motor that can give you up to 1400 watts of output. It's got a Shimano 7-speed pedal driveline with a Shimano Tourney derailleur. Let's talk about the rear suspension. The rear suspension is a horse link design. These were originally created by Specialized, the kind of high-end bike maker for their high-performance mountain bikes. It's a 4-link suspension, and it does pretty good about not giving you too much pogo action. It's overall a pretty good system that I've used actually on a lot of regular mountain bikes, so I like seeing it on the e-bikes too. It's got front suspension with a hydraulic damping that has a lockout and a preload adjust. It's got a headlight. It comes with the front and rear fenders. It has a hydraulic disc brakes with 180 millimeter rotors on it. Obviously, it's a folding bike. You can see the front folding mechanism here, and the back one is down on the other side. The battery mounts on top of the frame. It has a standard key that you use to open, release, and unlatch it. You can charge it on or off the bike. There's a port on the side. You can see the other latching mechanism here for the folding bike. Looks like with the battery is UL listed. It's UL 2849 certified, so that's good. It gives you less worries about charging it at home and no worry about having battery fires because it's UL listed. The bike supports up to 330 pounds payload, including what you can put on the rack, so you can make a very, it's good for heavy riders, plus loading a lot of gear on the back, and it's got enough power to handle it. And right now, they're including a free basket accessory if you buy the bike, so that's another nice little perk they're offering up right now. So we're going to do a little off-roading with the bike. This is kind of some double track here that's got a few little hills in it and some other fun things. Again, the rear suspension does a pretty good job of smoothing things out. I wouldn't say this is like a bike for heavy-duty off-road, but for stuff like this, like dirt roads, this kind of G trail right here, it's kind of just the right amount of cushion for you. It does a pretty good job of smoothing this out. The 24-inch wheels definitely make it smoother than the folding bikes with 20-inch, so that's definitely one big advantage this bike has. We'll kind of take it across the grass here for a little bit. I will make one mention because this is a folding bike. The steering is more upright. It does not have the slack angle that a normal rigid bike has, or most modern mountain bikes do. So it is a little bit more twitchy feeling in the steering. So I wouldn't really want to ride this off-road super. I took the Horizon to another off-roading place that I like a lot. It's got a wooded trail. The surface is more rooty, not as much gravel as the other place. Overall, the suspension works well here. It's really fun to ride on this kind of dirt road surface here that kind of winds through the woods. You can go pretty fast on it. It's a lot of fun. I also spent plenty of time on-road riding this bike, and it does make a nice cruiser that's able to go 28 miles per hour on paved roads. So if you want something to just cruise around real fast on, it's also a fun bike for that. We're going to check top speed now. First, we'll do throttle. This is the factory settings as it came. I haven't adjusted anything. So the fastest I saw was 28.1 on the display and 27 miles per hour in the GPS. We're going to check the top speed now with pedal assist. Again, this is PAS 5. No adjustments to the settings or anything. So the fastest we saw on the display was 27.6 miles per hour, and what we saw on the GPS was 26.4. So we're gonna see how fast it goes in each PAS level now. Obviously it's a cadence sensor bike, so it's gonna operate at fixed throttle points. So we're just gonna leave it in lowest gear and ghost pedal and see what speed the bike wants to go to in each PAS level. So we'll start with 1. So 1 is about 9 miles an hour. It says 9.6 and the GPS is 9.3, so it's pretty close. 2 is 13.3 miles per hour, 13 roughly, and 12.6 on the GPS. 3 is 18.5 miles per hour on the display, and just about 18 on the GPS. And we're going to turn around before we go to level 4 because we're running out of room. All right, level 4. Again, pedaling slow, ghost pedaling. So it's basically all running by motor right now. See how fast the bike wants to go. So level 4 is rated 20.8, 21 miles an hour, 21 on the display, 20.2 on the GPS. Okay, now we'll do level 5. So level 5 is doing right around 25, still speeding up. 27, 28.0, 28.1, 28.3, and 27.2. So level 5 will ghost pedal right at 28 miles an hour. So we're gonna do one other test with the throttle and the different PAS speeds. I believe on this bike, the throttle's limited to the same speed as the pedal assist level, so you don't get 28 or 20 on every PAS level. So we'll do PAS 1. And we're right around just under 9 miles an hour. So PS2, we've got 13. PS3 should get us around 18. 4 should get us a little over 20, so the bike pedal assist levels, the way they're set up, the Speed Throttle Max applies both the pedal assist and the throttle on the bike, not just the throttle or pedal assist only. So let's do a braking test. We'll see how good the brakes feel from full speed. So we'll leave it in PAS 5 and throttle, get up to 28 miles an hour and slam the brakes on. This has 180 millimeter hydraulic disc brakes, so they in general feel pretty good size for the bike. I haven't really had any complaints about how it's feeling underpowered. They're adequate, just about right for the bike's weight. Here, we'll zoom it up to 28 again. Anyway, here's 25. And that was a stop from full speed on braking hard, and it stopped pretty fast. I'd say it's about 20 or 25 feet to stop, which is pretty good. Next, I took the bike to our standard hill climb test hill. This is a half-mile hill with some 10% grades. It's one of the steeper things we have around here. We use a 250-pound rider and do the test twice, once with throttle and once with pedal assist, and time how long it takes. The Heybike Horizon on throttle only took 1 minute and 44 seconds. With pedal assist, it took 1 minute and 37 seconds. This is right about the same times as we got with the Heybike Cruiser, and it's about 10 seconds faster than we got with an Aventon Adventure 2. So it's overall pretty good times for hill climbing, especially for a folding bike. I took the Horizon out for a couple rides to see how far it will go on a single charge, once with pedal assist and once with throttle only. For this ride, we use a standard route that has some decent sized hills on it. We use a 250-pound rider, and rider as close to 15 miles per hour as possible. Because the Horizon's a cadence sensor bike, we have to use one of the pedal assist levels, so we use level 2, which goes 18 miles per hour for this ride, which is a little bit faster than we normally do. So for this ride on pedal assist, the Horizon went 30.7 miles on the charge before it wouldn't go any further. And with throttle only, it went 24.2 miles. This is pretty good range for a 14.4 amp hour battery, given the Horizon has 24-inch fat bike wheels and a very powerful 750 watt motor. The range is decent and good for the size bike it is and what it's got. So we're gonna go ahead and fold the bike. So first I'll drop the handlebars down. And drop the seat down just to get it in the most compact size possible. Fold the pedals. It's going to fold over towards me, so put the pedal on this side down, kind of around here somewhere where it won't stack up there. Then release the middle latch. This bike folds pretty easily. It's not too stiff, which is nice. Sometimes this middle joint can be a real pain, but this one folds pretty nicely. Then it'll set down in the little stand that's on the bottom of the frame. And then pop the handlebar so it folds down here. And there you have the folded shape of the bike. Let's have a look at the folded bike for a second. And you can see it nests pretty good. You'll probably want to use a bungee cord or something to hold the back wheels together just to keep it, convenient and organized when you're trying to load it in something, because there's nothing holding the two wheels together otherwise. But it does nest pretty small. Again, it was 20 inches wide by 30 inches tall by 37 inches long when you take the handlebar off. All right, we're going to unfold the bike back into its normal riding position, riding configuration. So we'll just stick the handlebar back in. And fold it up. Latch that back in place, then unfold the pedals and put your seat back in position. And that's all there is to unfolding the bike. You can fit this bike into the back of a small SUV like a Ford Escape or Toyota RAV4. We were able to get it into ours just barely. Just note, it does weigh 75 pounds with the battery removed. I did weigh it to verify that. So this is a two-person job to pick this up and get it wrestled in. I could not pick this bike up myself and get it into the car. Let's talk about the controls. So you have the standard hydraulic disc brake lever on each side. You've got the Shimano Tourney 7-speed shifter. It's got a thumb throttle. Then underneath the thumb throttle, you've got this auto button. This is for the automatic headlights, and I'll explain a little bit more about that in a few minutes. It's not a cruise control or anything else, so it's kind of odd that they placed it over here with the throttle. And you've got the rest of the buttons over here. You've got a headlight on off, the power button. You also got an info button for switching the modes, or it's another headlight button here. Then you've got an info button for changing the different modes on the display. And you've got the plus minus button for adjusting the PAS level. Then you also have turn signals, which give you a left and right turn signal. And you can see it flashing here on the back. And then it's got this really obnoxious horn. And then you have the power button, is the little small button here. Overall, the controls make sense except for the automatic headlight and having several places to turn the lights on and off. I'm going to talk about the automatic headlight feature of the Heybike Horizon for a minute. We're in here and somewhere it's kind of dark. So the Horizon has a manual switch for the headlights on the controllers, and it works whether the bike is turned on or not. You can see the bike's turned off right now, and you can see the headlights will still come on. So it's got this other button for the automatic headlights, which is actually over here under the throttle. It's labeled auto. You know, when you see that button, you might think it's a cruise control or something because it's not with the rest of the buttons, but it's actually the button to turn on and off the automatic headlights. When it's on, the automatic headlights are active whether the bike is powered on or not, because you can see here from the LCD display the bike is still turned off. So this feature works whether you have the bike on or not, and you can see when I remove the battery, obviously the lights come off, but as soon as I put the battery back in, the headlights immediately on because we're in a dark spot. And then you can see the light turned back on when it got dark again. So the thing to watch out for this feature is if you leave your bike somewhere and it's bright out and you have the automatic headlight feature turned on, when it gets dark out, the lights will turn on even though the bike is turned off, and the light will stay on so your battery will drain and probably kill the battery eventually. If you use the automatic headlight feature, remember to turn it off if you leave the bike stored with the battery in it. I'll just talk for a minute about assembly. The bike comes in a large box. It took me about an hour to get it put together, ready to ride, not counting charging the battery. Overall, it comes with everything you need to get it together. I didn't need to use any other tools other than what came with the bike. It was fairly simple. You just basically have to attach the handlebars, the rear rack, and the front fender, and you're ready to ride. Nothing really else involved. It's overall an easy bike to put together, and pretty much anybody can handle it if you have any kind of mechanical skills at all. Let's talk about some of our likes and dislikes of the Horizon. So obviously, probably my favorite part about this bike is the fact that it's got a lot of power and it easily goes 28 miles an hour with little to no effort. And it rides a lot closer to a non-folding bike than a folding bike. The suspension does a pretty good job of smoothing things out. And overall, it's a pretty fun bike to ride just in general. So if you want something that's like more fun, larger than the standard folding bike, this is a good choice. Let's talk about some of the things we dislike about the bike. Probably the biggest item is the automatic headlights, which sooner or later are going to kill someone's battery when they leave it, leave them on when they leave the bike go for the night. It's a system that just doesn't really make sense. With the rear suspension, it would be nice if they had a preload adjustment to make it a little bit stiffer for heavier riders, but overall, other than that, it's a pretty good system. And there isn't really much else I dislike about this bike. And the last thing is just the overall weight and size of the bike. It is a folding bike, but it does weigh 75 pounds with the battery removed, so it's very heavy to load and unload. But it does fold, and it will go into small spaces because of that. I can't really find any other complaints with the bike. I'm pretty happy with it otherwise. Just, again, wish it was a little bit, lighter weight. That's probably my biggest wish for it. You can find some links below along with some discount codes for the Heybike Horizon, and make sure you take advantage of their Black Friday sale. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please give us a like and subscribe before you go so you can get all our future updates.